Hello, fabulous Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope for the year of 2016, looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. You really are, in many ways, the favored of the zodiac, especially as you're starting this year. But to be favored doesn't necessarily mean that all is well and smooth and easy. In fact, if it was, where would the growth take place? Where would you really come to understand not only yourself deeper, but also to have those kinds of breakthroughs that allow true self-respect to settle in? So we've got lots happening for you, certainly, lots of changes, lots of redefinition, and lots of certainty in yourself on a deeper level, on a more honest level than you've known before. And at the same time, we've got some very meaningful change that strengthens you in just about every area of life. And at the same time, we've got those kind of realizations that seem to come out of nowhere and make you go, oh, okay, this is quote unquote the truth about you. This is the truth about me. This is who I really am. This is who I was. This is who I no longer am. What we are having this year is Jupiter continuing to move through your sign for the first part of the year and continuing a very harmonious, a supremely harmonious conversation with Jupiter in the first part of the year as well. Also taking place this year in March and September are eclipses in your sign and your opposite sign. This is going to change things for you immensely. In the term of you looking at you, okay, that's going to be a big part of it. You will be changing how you understand yourself, your identity in key ways. Understanding what has served its purpose, understanding what you're ready to let go, understanding where it is you're ready to begin again. All of this happening very close to the heart. And it is definitely speaking to a whole new appreciation of where you are today in your life and how you defined yourself even just a few years ago no longer works for you. You are now in a different place and you're ready to embrace life in new ways, in different ways, and that much more fully, but also honoring yourself and who it is that you're becoming. All of this can't help but be reflected in your romantic life as well. So what we are also having this year is we are having eclipses in your opposite sign. Neptune and Chiron are in your opposite sign as well. And Neptune and Saturn in particular, both dancing in key parts of your sky, in key areas of your sky. And what this suggests is a year that lends itself to sweeping, in some cases, sweeping yet comprehensive changes all around in who you know yourself to be, the comfort you find at home, the stability you find in the commitment you desire within your own family. And also at the same time, the love that you desire, the ideal that you desire in love. And understanding that sometimes you can have that ideal, but sometimes it does take some work to get there. So if you are in an established bond, this is going to speak to you that much more strongly. And it's about you coming to an agreement with your partner about the work that needs to be done if the two of you are going to move in that direction of feeling a stronger bond, and especially a stronger bond on a level of spirit and trust and mutual understanding. Genuine empathy is what you're going for and what you're wanting to experience more and more in the context of partnership. And so in an established bond, not only are you going to ask for that, you are going to insist on that. Your relationship can't help but go through changes with these eclipses, but ultimately these eclipses can bring you closer to this other person if you are open to, and they also are open to, moving towards and doing the work that change requires. Where it comes to those of you open to meeting someone new, a lot of this is going to be about a self-exploration, a deeper exploration in terms of why you are where you are in love. And there's going to be a real need. Now, I'm going to give you a heads up on this. You'll have opportunities. When you have eclipses in your opposite sign and your sign, it's sort of like a default. They come in pairs. So when there's an eclipse in your sign, you know that either 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after there's an eclipse in your opposite sign. When you have a situation like this, when you have an experience like this, ultimately what this is speaking to is your changing understanding of love. And because of the planets involved, if there's any kind of defeatist thinking, if there's any kind of, poor me, or any kind of, why can't I have what I want? Why does it always, turn out this way? Whatever that is, fill in the blank. Why can't I have that? What looks so pretty and shiny from far away? Always, always. It's never that way in person, right? When you're dealing with someone one-on-one, you see all of them. You don't just see the nice part of what you see when you're at a dinner table with a couple for 2 hours. But there are these whole other layers and levels that take place that ultimately define how two people grow together, evolve together, serve each other's growth, yet take individual responsibility for their path, and ultimately move towards greater love on their individual journeys together, sometimes for a short time, sometimes for a lifetime or several lifetimes. It can look really good on the surface when you're just with someone for an hour or two. It's a whole other thing when you're in the reality of a relationship. This is an appreciation that is going to start to settle in for you. So what you want to watch is how you're speaking to yourself. This is going to be especially pertinent once we are in Mars retrograde season. So Mars retrograde season is going to be taking place in the first part of the year as well. And this is going to be part of looking at how you speak to yourself. How does this empower you or not? And where it doesn't, being diligent about making changes in terms of how you are thinking, the patterns you're utilizing. Ultimately, what this is saying is believe in love. Whether you have it now, whether you feel that you have it, but it should be something better, it should be something more, or you're open to experiencing more love at that. This is about honesty. This is about getting super real, like it or not. If you are in a relationship that is not working, that in some way is not representing a truth or an honesty for both parties, both of you will be very honest. We'll have to get to a point of being honest with each other about that. But if you're in a relationship that does work, that is strong, that does make you feel like you're moving in a direction of being better as a result of being with this person, then that resolve and that commitment will only strengthen as well. What I love about this year for you is that there is a whole new definition of self on offer. And as we move towards the end of the year, there's even greater prosperity on offer as well. There is love that moves you, that shapes you, that transforms you. Love that can come and go rather quickly, but also the real potential for a love that lasts, a love that stays. When you ground yourself in an honest and human understanding of what life requires, all of it, love of yourself, love of others, platonic love, romantic love, when you're able to see it all in all its imperfections and yet see the profound beauty in it, you know that you have harnessed the best of these lessons and are only moving in a more empowered direction.
Bu akşam seminerimizi canlı olarak mobil uygulamamız üzerinden yapıyoruz.